We do not call Phil DeRoche, our audio guy, a genius. We don't take it lightly. He's earned the title. Nice Kim Mitchell there on a Friday morning as we welcome Kim Fjordboten in. There you have the tale of two Kims. And your brand new hire at the paint spot, Ben Perry.
Yeah, it's an exciting new artist we have. He's been a resident artist this summer, and we adore him so much. He's going to work for us and teach workshops.
How does that make you feel, Ben?
Oh, it makes me feel great.
Sounds like you're loved over there, and for good reason. The visual art that you create is absolutely astounding. Folks at home, check this out. These are paper sculptures. The Medusa there, absolutely astounding. Ben, that must take you hours and hours and hours.
That one was a labor of love. I'll agree with you there.
And right now you're working on a buck?
Sure am. It's going to be a white-tailed deer stag.
How cool is that? So you design these, you come up with them, and then they're just literally pieced together with intricately cut pieces of paper and glued together?
Exactly. It's based on kirigami, which is like origami, but you're allowed to cut the paper.
Okay.
I use all open source software to design and make these things, and they're all available for free download, or you can commission me to make one for you if you aren't as patient.
Right on. We'll put the link on our website under the inside, BT link at breakfasttelevision.ca if you want to get in touch with Ben about some of his more, let's say, ambitious works. But right now, Kim, you've been inspired by what he does, and you're going to show us how we can make patio lanterns.
Well, it's where you get started when you see stuff like that. It's intimidating, but paper crafting is very affordable.
Okay.
Scissors, a bone folder, and some paper, and you can do some amazing things. So keeping in line with the kirigami, which is folding and cutting, we're just going to make simple covers for a lantern, and when they're illuminated at night, they're really beautiful.
Well, you've brought a couple of photos along, and let's take a look at them because it shows the potential of what you would think is really a simple art form and a simple creation, but once they are lit up, look at that.
It's kind of stunning.
You can imagine that at a backyard barbecue or even a wedding. I mean, whatever you want to, you know, a birthday party, you name it.
So as a project to keep people busy, or kids busy at a family gathering too, having them make them, it's very little mess. I mean, it's just bits of paper. So everybody can fold a fan. That's basically the principle here. Is
Okay, so that's where we start, eh?
Yeah, you just got a nice fan folded.
We've done this earlier, so you've made it easy for us.
Right, and if you use a bone folder, it just creates a nice, crisp, professional edge. Rather
Could you
than
use a ruler or something too if you don't have a bone folder?
You can, but sometimes that leaves marks or scratches or tear lines. So a bone folder is really smooth, and,
Good point.
boy, it saves on the friction on your fingerprints too.
So where would I start making the cuts on this once I've got it all folded up?
You know, I did a little bit of trial and error, so there is really no rule. They could be square rectangles, they can be cuts. What you want to do is avoid cutting where it's going to make a big mess or miss.
Like where it's going to leave it wide open there for 6 inches or whatever.
Right. So the easiest one, if you just grab a pair of scissors.
Sure.
And you pick what I call a mountain.
I'm not stealing these from you, am I, Ben? Okay.
Just grab one anywhere.
Yeah.
And then cut a little V.
Okay. Just like this?
Just like a nice little V, so a little pyramid or a triangle shape pops out. There, that's as hard as it is.
You know what I love, Kim, is when you bring in the art forms where you say there's no way to really do it totally wrong because it takes the pressure off the exercise, you know?
Well, I'm not saying I don't spend many hours into the night figuring out the simplest way to do it.
Yeah.
Because I do it wrong certainly 4 or 5 times and then come in and go, look how easy it is. But it's all right.
Now, I understand kind of the idea of the different shapes and how it can add to it, but you also integrate some patterns here, some consistencies. How do you know what works best when you want to pursue certain patterns or roll something out?
Like I say, I first start with the scrap piece of paper and say, oh, I liked that one, I didn't like that one, and
so
go
almost
from there.
the version of a rough draft in this case.
Yeah, a prototype, a little test.
Okay. So you just keep cutting, and then once you're done, if you bring it up, do you actually glue the ends together?
I would glue it. I also would find a candle or a glass that's the size of the lantern and put the candle inside.
Probably not a bad idea to put it in glass, just in the off chance that the flame would catch the paper.
Well, if you're doing it outdoor too, that gives you a place to anchor the paper because it would blow away in the wind. So if you have a nice piece of glass, it works good.
Great to see you two. Every time you're in here, we find inspiration. You can find your own at the paint spot, that's for sure, just south of White Avenue, their new location. All the information under the inside BT link at breakfasttelevision.ca. Ben Perry, a thrill to meet you. What a great job you do. Look at those. Just amazing work. We're back with more from Bridget Ryan out at Greenland Garden Center right after this.